Conference by conference mock draft series rolls into the SEC, looking at the players one conference at a time, prospects for the 2026 NFL Draft, fantasy football positions, 2-round Superflex mock draft format just to kind of run through some prospects, keep the conversation open. My SEC 101 is a homer pick for me, Diego Pavia, quarterback from Vanderbilt. Pavia has been my guy for 2 years. His toughness is unmatched, and he's matched his toughness with elite production this season. He's been top 20 and in some cases top 10 in passing yards, completion percentage, yards per attempt, touchdown passes, passer rating, QBR, EPA. Plus, he has over 600 rushing yards. I mean, the production, if you had that production profile and you didn't put the name on it, you would be looking at a guy who's easily a first-round pick at quarterback. But because it's Diego Pavia, he's 23, he's 6 foot nothing, he plays at Vanderbilt. We have to say he's not going to be good. He's not a pro player, but I'm just watching him play. I'm looking at the numbers and saying, hey, man, give me that guy on my team. He thinks he's the best player on the field, and I want that in my quarterback. 102, quarterback Ty Simpson at Alabama, a guy that a lot of people like as their quarterback one in the class. He's been a consistent producer for the Tide, and they continue to win. They lost their most recent game against Oklahoma, but Simpson is climbing. It's been pretty well earned. He's been very good. The one thing I've been concerned about is how is he going to play when things are unclear, unclean. That's what he ran into against Oklahoma. Muddy pockets, rush in his face. Didn't play as well as he has. But again, part of that is his first year as a starter at the collegiate level. So I think you get some of those things on film, you can clean that up. And I think if you just look at the trajectory Simpson's been on, I think it wouldn't be hard to imagine him being a first-round pick in the NFL draft this year. 103, wide receiver KC Concepcion from Texas A&M. He's been a big riser of late. Leading receiver on that team this year. He's a burner down the field, ball winner, but he's also using the quick game and yak. He's got value as a punt returner. Concepcion was just kind of a slot schemed up touch player at NC State. Texas A&M got him in and said, hey, you're a real wide receiver. So they've expanded his route tree, his usage, and he's responded well, taking it up, and that team is undefeated, number 3 in the country at the moment. So KC Concepcion, number 3. 104, wide receiver Chris Brazzell from Tennessee. I know these Tennessee receivers haven't worked out that well in the NFL of late, but you get a 6'5" guy with good movement skills. He's not just a contested catch boundary winner, and he's not just a burner down the field. He's got a more well-rounded game. He's got versatility to play the X or the Z, even at his size. And I think just the height, weight, speed combo is going to entice NFL teams. And barring any sort of character concerns or medical red flags, I think he's an early pick, and there's a lot to have hope for. Even though, the helmet scouting Tennessee thing, he's leading the SEC in receiving right now. 105, wide receiver Eric Singleton from Auburn. Singleton has not had a wow season, but with the quarterback change to Ashton Daniels, he did at least have a couple of big games, and you can see what he can do when the quarterback play is there. He played, at Georgia Tech with Haynes King, and then he came to Auburn and he was playing with Jackson Arnold, who was doing more running around and throwing the ball. So I think the skill set is there for Singleton. He's got burner speed. He knows how to play well in his zone. He's got multi-level skills. And I think the opportunities will be better for him at the next level. Maybe get an opportunity to play with a better quarterback. I think he's sort of been hampered by his offensive environment, but the skill set I think is there to be elite. 106, top running back in the SEC, running back Mike Washington from Arkansas. Washington transferred from New Mexico State, and he took the job from the presumed incumbent Braylon Russell. He's playing alongside a rushing quarterback in Taylon Green, but Mike is a big running back, 6'2", 225, 230. He's an explosive accelerator. He doesn't have great top-end speed, but he can burst through holes, and he runs violently. You see a lot of things that you can really project to seeing possibility at the next level with Mike Washington, running back at Arkansas. 107, tight end Eli Stowers from Vanderbilt, one of the top tight ends in the country, very productive. top pass catcher for a Vanderbilt team that is ranked in the top 12 at the moment. I think he's a little bit undersized for the position, but again, I think undersized tight end. I think the expectation for what a tight end size needs to be is shifting a little bit in the NFL. He has the talent to play out of the slot, out wide, out of the backfield in the H-back type of formation. He can even probably carry the ball as a running back. I think he's a versatile playmaker who could be, your number one tight end or your number two tight end in that Isaiah Likely, Harold Fannin type of role. 108, wide receiver Germie Bernard from Alabama. Bernard is not a wow player. Again, doesn't look like he's an explosive athlete. He may test that way, but he doesn't look like that on the field. He just looks like a smart player who knows where to be, catches the ball reliably, understands the offense. He came to Alabama with his coach from the Washington team that played for the national championship, and I think there's sort of an easy projection to him being a contributor at the next level. 109, quarterback Joey Aguilar at Tennessee. Joey Aguilar is an experienced quarterback who has played, produced, and won at just about every level of college football. He was in JUCO, California Junior College player. He played in the G5 at Appalachian State for 2 years, spent a spring at UCLA, and now he's playing in the SEC at Tennessee, and they're winning games. Aguilar is an aggressive passer, attacking down the field, unafraid to push the ball. He is a 6-year senior. He's played at all these different levels, but I still think his best football is ahead of him. 110, wide receiver Kevin Coleman at Missouri. Coleman is another one of these shifty, quick slot guys, primarily, although last year when he was at Mississippi State, he played more outside and down the field. In Missouri, it's more underneath and short passes and quick passes than the downfield stuff, so I think he's got versatility to play multiple different ways and roles on teams. He's played on multiple different teams. He was at Jackson State with Deion Sanders. He was at Louisville. He was at Mississippi State. And now he's at Missouri, his hometown team. Well, not hometown. He's from St. Louis, but you know what I mean. His home state team. So I think he's comfortable there. I think he's shown the ability to play in a lot of different schemes and systems, and I think he'll be a contributor easily at the next level. 111, running back Jeremiah Cobb from Auburn. If you liked Jarquez Hunter from Auburn in the 2025 draft, you'll like Jeremiah Cobb. It's almost a copy and paste. Good slashing runner, gets through the line, gets to the second level, good acceleration, good pass blocking. There's a lot of things that you can like. Just 1 year as a starter, that's the only thing that may be a knock on him. But otherwise, Jeremiah Cobb is a good player, productive in the SEC. Gotta love that. 112, wide receiver Zachariah Branch at Georgia. Branch has been potential overproduction for a couple of years, but this year he's finally starting to put things together for the Bulldogs. He was at USC the last 2 years. This year he's the leading receiver for Georgia. Still primarily a yards after the catch player, but he is fast and electric when he has the ball. And even if he can just do that and be a returner, I think there's going to be a role for him at the next level. But I think he can develop further as a wide receiver, and as he gets more development, he'll just go up. But the things that he can do are things that I think will easily translate. So that's the first round. We'll run back through those names again. 101, Pavia, then Ty Simpson, KC Concepcion, Chris Brazzell, Eric Singleton, Mike Washington, Eli Stowers, Germie Bernard, Joey Aguilar, Kevin Coleman, Jeremiah Cobb, Zachariah Branch. On to the second round. And again, we'll just rip through the names. These first two are quarterbacks that I think will be back in school, but you never know. So 201, Arch Manning from Texas. 202, Lenore Sellers from South Carolina. Much discussed players. I don't need to go into too much of that. 203, running back Trey Wisner at Texas. Another kid I think is going back to school. 204, John Mateer, quarterback from Oklahoma. Probably back to school. 205, Brendan Thompson, wide receiver at Mississippi State. 206, tight end Seydou Traore, tight end at Mississippi State. 207, wide receiver Aaron Anderson from LSU. 208, quarterback Taylon Green from Arkansas. 209, tight end Daquan Wright from Ole Miss. 210, running back Seth McGowan from Kentucky. He was Mike Washington's teammate at New Mexico State last year. 211, quarterback Garrett Nussmeier from LSU. He's taken a tumble this year. And then rounding out the SEC, 212, tight end Josh Cuevas from Alabama. So there you have it. That's the SEC mock draft, conference by conference, as it stands today. Let me know what you think. Let me know who I'm missing, who's too high, too low in the SEC.